Bring in Domenic Romano to talk about the legal side of this. He's a sports attorney and founder of Romano Law. Good to see you again, Domenic. As an attorney, I would imagine you were watching this announcement very closely. This really is unprecedented. What do you make of the NBA's decision to ban Sterling for life?
I think it's a landmark day for the NBA. It wasn't the hammer, it was the sledgehammer that came down today. Maximum fine, maximum suspension conceivable, and a forced sale. It looks like the Commissioner Silver is committed to forcing a sale here and getting the two-thirds vote of the Board of Governors necessary to make it happen.
Well, let's talk about that. Commissioner Silver said that the other 29 team owners could force Sterling to sell the team. How do you force someone to sell what is essentially his business?
Well, the actions, Sterling's actions arguably devalue the entire league. It certainly brought the league and people together in harsh and swift condemnation. This is an unprecedented time frame in which this has happened. Both the event, the publicity behind the event, the repugnant statements, and the league's action. So I think right now you're looking at sponsors heading for the exits. You're looking at the value of the team coming down. Players that definitely don't want to keep playing for this particular owner. So the commissioner really has no choice in that regard.
You mentioned the sponsors. Jonathan just talked about the big money involved here. What does this mean for any business dealing Sterling would have with the sponsors, with the NBA?
I think it means that the team is worth much more without Donald Sterling than if he stays on, even as a passive remote investor. He's not allowed anywhere near the games. He's not allowed anywhere near the NBA. But even then, the sponsors are not going to come back until he's gone, one would think. And so what is the value of the team? According to Forbes, 500+ million. According to other estimates, as much as 700 million. With another owner, the team's worth a lot more. It looks like he has to go.
Does Sterling have any legal recourse? Can he say, wait a minute, I'm not going anywhere here? Can he sue the NBA?
Well, in most franchise agreements, there are non-recourse clauses, so that non-lawsuit. Now, what he might want to try to do is invoke state or federal antitrust laws. But at the end of the day, this is going to be a political, not a legal solution. I can't imagine that he would want to stay under such circumstances.
And we know this was all over an audio recording. What about the fact that this was an illegal wiretapping? He didn't actually come out and make these statements publicly. Does that strengthen his case any?
It perhaps gives him some ammunition if he was going to fight. But at the end of the day, he hasn't refuted the fact that it was him on the tape, as far as we know. And it seems to be authenticated. And the NBA, one would think, would not have acted otherwise. So although in a court of law, it may or may not have been admissible, the fact is it's out there. Now the NBA is dealing with it.
And once again, a lifetime ban from the association for Sterling. What is the takeaway here, Domenic? What kind of precedent does this set for the NBA and for other major sports leagues?
It sets a precedent for all sports leagues and for all businesses. Beware of what you say. Beware of who you are affiliating with and the views that are not tolerant of the reality of today's society.
Domenic Romano, sports attorney and founder of Romano Law. Certainly appreciate your insight. Thanks for joining us.